This week, I was fortunate enough to reconnect with one of my great friends from university, Heidi Manning. Heidi has run a very successful traditional narrowboat on the UK inland waterways for the past 14 years. She's lovely to chat to, very entertaining, and happens to run one of the UK's, if not the world's, most successful narrowboat YouTube channel called the Narrowboat Pirate. I really hope you enjoy this video and the chat that we had together, and the link to her YouTube channel is available in the description. Thanks for watching. First of all, it's really so nice to see you.
And you?
And it's a shame the kids and Carly aren't awake because we're addicted to your channel.
All I want is to be able to get my food each week, pay all the costs on the boat, the license and the coal and the gas and insurance and stuff, and keep doing what I'm doing with no stress, time to enjoy life and explore the little places to go to, and which I've managed to do. Where I grew up in Acton Bridge, they had a lot of narrowboats because I'm currently on the River Weaver, and there's lots of boats along, and I used to look at them and just be in awe, really. And then where I used to live when I was teaching, I used to live in a place near Hebden Bridge in Yorkshire called Totmondon, right near the canal. And
that's the other side of the country.
Yeah, and then I'd be commuting into Manchester every day on the train. And when I'd get back and I used to walk to the pub or something or meeting friends, I'd always walk along the canal and see these boats and just envied them. And then I thought, I wonder how much they cost. I went out on the boat, and that was it. I was hooked. But when I got my first boat, I bought it in Nottingham. I paid a guy cash in a pub. So it was 17.5 grand, I think, my first one. And my dad came with me, and neither of us really cruised a boat before, and we cruised it all the, a narrowboat.
Yeah.
We cruised it in horrendous weather, sleet, snow, ice, trying to get from Nottingham back to Cheshire before a stoppage, a 3-month stoppage. And we did it. Yeah. We just spent most of it in walls and tunnels and going sideways. Like at the moment now, it's April here in the UK and it's 6 degrees today. It's cold. I'm still going through a bag of coal every 2 days. So the coal is expensive. It's getting that to your boat. I'm lucky because my boat's a tug, so I've got a massive water tank. But most modern boats are built with a 300 or a 600 litre water tank, which is nothing. I mean, mine's 1,000 litres. But, quick shower every day and your general washing up and things. And some boats are only lasting 3 days, whereas me, at least I can stay put for a week to 2 weeks.
I never really liked the term alternative lifestyle because it sort of conjures up sort of, not necessarily what living on a boat represents. But I guess it is an alternative lifestyle. If the mainstream is living in a house, then I guess it is.
So London now, for example, because boats weren't moving, because on a narrowboat you have to move every 2 weeks. So I don't know if you know that. You have to go parish to parish. See, the Canal and River Trust now are very strict. So if you don't move, you get a text, or you've not moved far enough. And they can what they'll do is if you do it a couple of times or you don't move for such a length of time, they'll reduce your license down to 6 months. And then if you don't show some significant movement in that, they'll take your boat. And it's happened quite a lot, especially down London, and also in London because it's so crowded. They are now doing chargeable moorings, and some of them are £60 a night.
Wow.
So it's and they've stopped. You can double moor 2 narrowboats, but you can't moor to a wide beam, or you can't triple moor, as it were.
Yeah.
But my costs, I mean, I love the fact that I have to move, and CRT, the Canal and River Trust, are really good if it's like a storm or there's a stoppage, things like that. When it's, or your engine breaks down, they give you so long, they give you an extra few weeks.
Yeah.
But my license is 1,400, I think it's 400 and something. That's how much my boat license is.
What?
My insurance is, I think it's about 380, but I have got like my laptop and things extra on there.
Oh yes, you've got contents insurance.
Yeah, away from the boat. I have to have, because I trade, I have to have public liability, but not everybody else won't need that. So my coal bags, I go through 2 to 3 coal bags a week, and it used to be £8.90 a bag, and it's
that's
doubled.
right.
Yeah,
Wow.
since all this, everything's gone up. So I'm paying £14.50, £15 depending. Gas is about £48 a bottle, and I go for a gas box.
£48.
Yeah, for a big 13 kg, but it used to be 30. I'm talking these increases in the last couple of years
Yeah,
that
really?
everybody
Wow.
globally is affected.
Wow.
Because my hot water is through a boiler, I have instant hot water. So for a shower and things, I use quite a lot of gas. So I use a gas bottle probably every 5 to 6 weeks. Other costs. Diesel, obviously, used to be paying about 89 to 90p for red diesel. That's gone up to now 140 or something. But everyone, houses and everything has gone up.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else? So the biggest changes is the Canal River Trust are very strict now on boat movement. That's a big one. But also, when I said expensive before, I'm referring to anything that goes wrong with your boat. It's the minute it's got marine in it. You'll probably know this from yachting and sailing. Everything's expensive,
Yeah. Yeah.
And
We
then
call it the boat tax.
Yeah, and then you've got your consumables like batteries, like you were saying. We have to do blacking. We have to take our boat out every 2 to 3 years. So that's a dry dock, maybe a crane, and then the cost of doing that. So that's another thing. But I did a thing. When I wrote everything down it wasn't last year, it was the year before. Obviously, everything went up last year. But if I made £3,800, that would cover my license, my insurance, and my gas and my coal and diesel. And I've got friends of mine paying £700 a month rent. So when you compare it that way, but that does mean I have to move every 2 weeks. If I wanted to stay in one place, then I would have to get a mooring or a marina, and that again is another 4-5 grand on top.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, so I mean, I was going to say you're lucky in a way, but it's not luck. You've created this for yourself, but you've managed to make the business that you need on the boat with the pirate boat, and obviously, maybe you make a little bit of money from YouTube. I don't really know how that works.
Yeah, not much, but
Probably not much.
It does. The way YouTube, I probably make it from YouTube itself about £30-40 a week, which you end up then getting used to. That's like, but I mean, I have buy me a coffee and pay, I have other things, but that £30-40 that I actually get from YouTube itself, that then is like, well, that's my diesel. So I say that's my diesel money. I have a little badge business as well. That then I say that's my food.
Yeah.
Then the pirate boat doing the festivals in the season, that pays my license and my insurance. And then anything else I can get in between, that'll pay for, sometimes if I want to take away, if I'm in a town or I decide to go to the pub or I need some new shoes, then everything else. But the way that I do it is I don't really have enough to save. I mean, I've put a bit by for if something goes wrong, and engine services and things like that, but it's not a lucrative, I was head of department, I had a good teaching position, I've had the money, but now I'm more richer in other ways than that way. But I'm the happiest I've ever been, and it is a lifestyle choice rather than, and a way of
decision necessarily.
Yeah, like tomorrow, we've got 30-mile-an-hour winds here at the moment, and tomorrow we've got strong winds. But I need to go, and my water's getting low. I need to go and get water, and I'll have to do that.
Yeah,
So if it's raining and a bit crappy, I have to go and do these things. I was just going to say, with my YouTube though, I don't plan anything. All I do is
we can see that.
I've got a GoPro that I stick on a magnetic pole.
Yeah.
And I have got a big 360 camera as well, which I just put up. And I have my phone. That's it. I just go around and I record. This is why it takes me so long to edit a video, because I record virtually everything that happens. And then I have to then spend hours going through thinking, I'll keep that. But it's just what happens,
Yeah.
And sometimes it might be dead exciting, like going across the ship canal and doing things. And other times it's like, God, are people actually going to watch this? Because, nothing happens. But I just try and put together a 20-minute video each week of whatever happened.
Yeah. And it works. Actually, I think it was, maybe it's the episode that just came out, when you're on the Weaver and there's a big storm, you just hang out on the boat. But you're just an entertaining person, Heidi, and that's also what it is. You'd be the kind of person that could easily present travel programs on mainstream television, I think.
Really? I'm a bit naughty for that.
Yeah, but you've got to have an angle. You've got to have not an angle, that's not the right word, but you've got to have, I don't know, it's just part of your personality. And it's not like, you're not saying rude words or things like that.
No, it's a little bit innuendo.
Yeah. The kids go around going, wee!
Yeah, way!
Way! Gotta have a catchphrase, Heidi. Gotta have a catchphrase.
But I just wanted to be able to travel, and I wanted a big change in my life. And I wanted this lifestyle, which it is.
Yes.
It's hard work, but it's beautiful at the same time.
Yeah, it's worth it. Do you miss the teaching? Do you miss?
I miss the students. I love the students. But teaching itself, not really. The thing is, with everything, they don't let you do your job anymore. So we got a lot of more teaching hours thrown on you, less time to spend individually with students, and more meetings, more parents' evenings, more open evenings, more, going in during your holidays to, do courses. And it just, I think so many teachers burn out because of the amount of hours. And so no, I don't miss it.
So no is the answer there.
No, sorry, no.
That's all right. At least it's honest. Yeah. Can you, because I don't want people to get a false idea of what it's like to live on a boat. Can you describe maybe one of your best moments, and then maybe one of your worst as well? Like what's one of your best days? Or you can just say what you sort of said, what you like about it.
Yeah, for me, weather. So some good weather in the beautiful English or Welsh countryside, cruising along, and people are happy when you've got good weather. People seem to be happy, so people are saying hello. You're chatting with walkers, cyclists, other boaters, and then you moor yourself up in a beautiful spot, maybe in the middle of nowhere. Some other boats come along, you have a barbecue, share stories, and meet friends for life. That's one of the other good things about boating, is you meet people and they are your friends forever.
Well, and what about the things you don't like? I mean, is there, apart from maintenance things, we've seen you struggling with your prop shaft.
Yeah. And well, it's things that happen that just throw a spanner in the works. Like I had an engine problem. I had the prop shaft problem a while ago, and so that's things like this. Then you've got to wait for parts. You've got to wait for things to happen. So that's 2 weeks where you might not have a running engine. So during that time, if your engine's not running, it's charging your batteries. But I also have a generator for backup, so I've got solar panels. But I couldn't go and fill it with water or do things like that, or go and empty toilets. Well, I have done that before now, but it was like cycling 6 miles, dragging a thing on a trolley with a bike, which was really difficult down a muddy towpath. But it's the unforeseen things that happen, I think. Like with anything, like sailing, or it's when things get you out of the blue, like a smack in the face. And normally with all those things, there's an expense involved as well. But that's why now, I mean, I've been doing it 14 years. That's why I have to plan for these and have your contingency fund and But mostly weather, I think. And I got to this big event where they expected 8,000 people or something to attend, and it rained the whole weekend, and I didn't even cut my stall cost. Never mind the diesel. used to get there, and at the same time lost all these other opportunities to trade. So yeah, weather.
Yeah. Yeah. You do always come across very stoic and very positive all the time. I don't remember being that positive. I don't mean that positive in general, but I love a lot of it. But there'd be days where I'd be thinking, when I was coming back home and it was cold in the winter, and I was still, I've got to do the fire, and or the weather. I think there was, I wouldn't say it was all good days. I mean, the good outweighs the bad, but you seem to, always that just the way it's put together, you do seem to be quite loving it, even though
I do love it. But my boat, I think it's because I've got portholes. It's a very, very warm boat.
Yeah.
So, because obviously when you've got big windows, the heat goes out the windows. But I love it. I mean, I am keeping my fire going 24/7. So in the morning, I just give it a quick little poke, throw a few sticks on, and it's into life. Woo-hoo! And a bit of cold. I love being warm, cozy in my boat. I love that as much as I love the cruising.
Yeah.
I mean, I think as well. And the other thing is, I've been doing it 14 years, so it's not like novelty, but sometimes I feel like I've just got the boat. I remember when I first got it, how excited I was, how it was just everything I thought it would be and more, even the crappy weather days. And, I loved it. And even now, like, I wake up sort of dead excited, wake up, get a coffee on, and I'm still love it. But I would not be happy if it was cold, because I'm quite nesh as well. Well, so that's a northern UK term, but I feel the cold. So, and I'm miserable when it's cold. So as long as my boat's warm, everything's good.
Yeah, I do miss going along the canal. That's something I do hope to go back to it someday.
Because there's a lot of families on boats, as well.
There
are a lot of people that have families on boats. I mean, obviously you're very narrow. It's 6'9" wide, isn't it? But they can be long, like But you'll be fine. You've got sailors in your family now. You're all sailors, aren't you?
But I like the fact that there's a thread through all boating, I think, which is why, talking to yourself who lives on a narrowboat, and I've spoken to other people that have sailed around the world or done amazing things on boats. Next week, I'm speaking to a guy called Chris Martin, not from Coldplay, but him and his friend rowed across the Pacific in I think it's a 15-foot little rowing boat.
Oh my
so
goodness.
They went from, I think it was Hawaii to Japan or something like that. It's 4,500 miles. I might be making these numbers up, but it took them 183 days.
Amazing.
And you're talking about cozy on the boat. They lived in this 14-foot boat for 6 months. I mean, this thing's like barely bigger than this table. It's just amazing. How they do those things. But you've got to be really self-sufficient. You've got to love it as well. But you've got to be very careful about your resources and obviously weather and things like that you mentioned. So there's a common thread through boating people.
The love of the outdoors, and well, apart from it's hammering down, but I think outdoors and nature. That's what I love most as well about being on a boat. It's all the nature that you see.
But I always sort of took it for granted a little bit.
Yeah.
Just being outdoors. And then as soon as you get a job or something that takes you inside, I realized I just couldn't do it.
No.
Like you managed to do 13 years teaching. There's no communion with nature, with fresh air, trees, grass, all that stuff. I can't do it. So the sun's just coming up now. Have you been to Australia? You've been over here?
No.
You should come, Heidi. You should come and.
I know. There's loads of places I want to go as well. I'd love to do Route 66 in America. I'd want to go to Australia, get a camper van, fly into Sydney, go up to Perth or wherever. And there's loads of places I still want to go.
It's really beautiful over here. So we're on the east coast. We're in a place called Moreton Bay, which is a natural. It's a marine park. So there are loads of dolphins, turtles, And then there's a big whale migration. That starts in about a month. So all the whales, they go down to Antarctica to feed for this is very different from canal boats.
Yeah.
But they go to feed in Antarctica for what would be the summer season. So all the plankton down there, they feed, and then they come up the coast. It's about 30,000 whales, so that they were down to a couple of thousand. But because they've been protected over the years, now there's all in 30,000. And they go up to the Whitsundays, which is about 3 days sail from here. So we follow the migration with our boats. And then we stay in the Whitsundays for a couple of months, basically with the whales. And then they come back down the coast again. So I don't know if you've ever seen a humpback whale, but they're just
not
amazing.
Live, not real. I got all excited seeing dolphins when I was away in my camper van.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So we see dolphins quite a lot, turtles, but the whales, because they go up there to breed. It's been great to talk to you, Heidi. I think it's giving our students a little bit of an insight onto what it's like to live on a boat, your passion and love for the outdoors and the boating lifestyle just comes across on your YouTube channel, which I recommend everybody has a look at. And we're looking forward to the next episode.
Oh, thank you.
With anticipation. But how often do they come out, by the way?
Every single Thursday at 6 p.m. GMT. BST.
GMT. Okay, so that's 10 hours. It's 10 hours ahead. So Thursday.
Yeah. But the good thing with YouTube is once it's uploaded, so it's there forever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Heidi.
Thank you. So lovely to
Savannah will be stoked that I spoke to you. Thanks so much for putting them on the YouTube video as well. That was really, really special. And you've always got a place to stay here.
Oh, thank you very, very much. If I do, I want to come sailing. You'll have to take me sailing. I'd love to.
Oh, yeah. Of course. We'll take you sailing. Yeah, anytime.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, Heidi, well, so nice to see you. And look after yourself.
And you.
Bye.
Bye.